And just like every end of the week, we're going to enjoy the stories of the best Israeli wineries with ILTV's Wine of the Week. And for this week's wine pick, we're focusing on the Darom by Yatir Winery, located at the foot of the ancient citadel in the Judean Tel Aviv, just 10 minutes away from the Negev Desert. The Negev Desert is one of the most unique areas for growing vines, having an extensive and developed wine industry since ancient times. And joining us now in studio is the Yatir Winery's expert manager, Eti Edri. Eti, great welcome you here again.
Thank you. It's great to be here again, too.
Really
Thank
great.
you so much for having me.
Now, we had you here once about the Yatir Winery. Now you're here for the Darom by Yatir. What can you tell us about the winery?
Well, Yatir Winery is located in the south of Israel, producing nearly 300,000 bottles a year. And in the recent 2 years, we have decided to enlarge our portfolio with wines that are more accessible and more fit for the Israeli climate.
Accessible in what way exactly?
Accessible, I think, in two ways. The most important way is to actually distinct Israeli wines from the rest of the world, because we are a warm country. So you use varieties that are suitable for a warm climate. And the second thing, it's also suitable a little bit in the pocket for people who are younger and are looking to buy something that's not going to be over expensive for them and definitely going to be worth the value.
That's really nice. Now, Eti, you as an expert manager for the Yatir Winery, what does a day in your life look like? I mean, how does it start? How does it end? Tell us a little bit about it. I'm sure it's a lot, but tell us something about it.
Sure, with pleasure. First of all, it's a great work because you work with something that is enjoyable, like wine. You also expressing yourself to the rest of the world when you are promoting Israeli wines to people from all over the world, like America, like Europe, like South America also, and other countries, and also in the East, the Far East. So it's a fun job, but on the other hand, it's very responsible because you got to make sure that everything you are expressing comes through the wines. And I'm lucky enough to work for such a winery that never fails to bring the best wines.
Wow. Now, I'm interested to know, I see the wines you brought here today. What's the wine of the week? Actually, not on purpose. I matched my top today to the wine.
To the red.
To the red. So what did you bring us here today? What's the
I brought Darom by Yatir, which is a wine that's being produced by Yatir Winery, by the same winemaker. The only difference is that there are certain limits in the forest itself where usually Yatir produces its wines. It's just limited in space. So we had to enlarge and come out from that comfort zone of being at one of the top Israeli areas to grow wines, which is Yatir Forest, and just expand it to the south, which is the Negev Desert. So not only just producing a top wine, like the red wine, which is varieties that grow in warm areas. You use Grenache, Zinfandel. These are varieties that are having maybe unique flavors to them, and they are suitable for light and easy and accessible wines. So it's also touching the dream of Ben Gurion, which wanted to make the desert bloom.
So the desert bloom, definitely.
The red wine is actually, it's produced from Shiraz, Zinfandel, Marcellan, and Grenache. They're not as heavy, they're not thick, but yet they are complex. So you can enjoy them with fun meals, like even a slice of pizza.
Wow. And what are the two others? I see a rosé, right, and white wine.
Exactly.
What are they?
The rosé comes from Arad Valley, which is 100% Sauvignon Blanc blend, which is, you say, what? A blend is 100%, usually it's below that. But Sauvignon Blanc is coming from an arid soil, so it brings out a lot of nice acidity. So it's perfect match for food that has a fatty acid in them. So you want to combine not just drinking red wines on their own, you also want to come as a series, which is Darom by Yatir. So we offer also the red, also rosé, which is fun and drinkable. By the way, it's one of my best sellers, the rosé, because it's summertime and it's perfect time for it. And the Sauvignon Blanc is also wine that's coming from old vines, which are nearly 35-year-old vines.
Totally, Eti. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure here,
Hope to see you soon.
Thank you. It's great having me here.
Thank you very much.